Hey everyone, welcome back to our SwiftUI series. Today we're exploring how to use your iPhone sensors like the accelerometer, gyroscope, and proximity sensor within a SwiftUI app. We're going to build an interactive app that displays a real-time sensor data, perfect for creating dynamic and responsive experiences. Let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm going to start a new app project, but of course, if you'd like to add this to any of your existing projects, you can feel free to do so. Make sure we're on SwiftUI and we go ahead and get started here. Okay, so when we're dealing with anything to do with motion in the iPhone, we need to import for motion. So this is going to allow us to access device sensors. So core motion provides access to motion related data from the device's accelerometer, gyroscope, and a magnetometer. Magnometer? I don't know how to say that actually. Let's go ahead and now create our main view. And we'll start by accessing the accelerometer to get real-time motion data. I'll mention it a little bit later, but I don't believe you can simulate the motion on the simulator. I do believe you're going to need a real phone for that one, but if you know how to do so, please let me know in the comments. So let's go ahead and just get rid of our information in our VStack. Go ahead and create a class for our motion manager. So go ahead and say class motion manager. And it's going to conform to the observable object that's built into Swift. All right, we'll add our brace here, and we're going to create a constant and a variable for the accelerometer data. So say private let motion equals. We're going to go to the CM motion manager. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can hold Option and click on it. But essentially, this is going to be the object that starts the services that reports the movement detected by the device. This is the core motion manager instance. I'm going to create a published variable here. We'll call it accelerometer. I think that's how you spell it. Data. And this is going to conform to CM accelerometer data. We're also going to mark this as an optional here because we don't know if we're going to have that data just yet. So this is going to be published data for SwiftUI updates. All right, let's go ahead and now initialize. We're going to type out init, T brackets there. We're going to add a brace and add some space. We're actually going to be referencing a function we're going to make in just a second. But I'm going to say start accelerometer updates. Cool. And then we're going to leave this initiation here, and we're going to create that function. Start accelerometer updates. Did I type it right? Probably not. I probably made a million spelling mistakes right there. All right, let's go ahead. Nothing in the parameters here, and we're going to add our brace. We're going to say if motion dot is accelerometer available. So this is a true or false or Boolean value that indicates whether an accelerometer is available on the device or not. To add another brace, we'll say motion dot accelerometer update interval. So this is the interval in seconds providing the accelerometer updates to the block handler. And we're going to set this to equal 0.1. So that means it's going to update every 0.1 seconds. If you don't want it to update that often, maybe you're grabbing someone's like speed as they're traveling on a road trip, maybe every second or so might be better. If it's a super lightweight app, doesn't have a lot going on in it, adjust accordingly. All right, now we'll say motion dot start accelerometer updates. We're going to say 2 : dot main. So this is going to go to the main thread, right? We're going to add a brace outside of this bracket. And then we're actually going to put a square bracket. We're going to say weak sum. Outside of that bracket, we're going to say data, comma, error in. Do the next line here, and we'll say if let data equals data, add an opening brace, self question mark dot accelerometer data equals data. All right, so now our motion manager class uses core motion to start the accelerometer updates and publishes the data for real-time display in SwiftUI. Now let's create a simple UI to showcase this data. All right, let's hop on into our content view down here, and under our structure, we're going to create @state object private variable motion manager, and that's going to equal our motion manager from above that class we have created. So this is the state object for motion manager. Again, if you called your class something different, just update that accordingly. All right, in our VStack, let's make it a little bit cleaner. We'll add some spacing. So that to be like 20. We add some text, so capital T text. Accelerometer. I can never remember how to spell this thing. Data. It's not a word I use every day, surprisingly. Let's change the font. Maybe we'll have this be a headline. Okay, and we'll say if let data equals motion manager dot accelerometer data. So that's what we created up here in that published data, or sorry, in that published class. I'm going to go ahead and create a brace here. We'll add the text for the X, Y, and Z acceleration. So we'll create it once, and then we can see how we can kind of copy and paste to save some time. So we're going to say X colon in the string, and now we're going to interpolate. We say data dot acceleration dot X, and you can even see here that we have an X, Y, and Z value. So start with the X, and then what we can actually do is comma, specifier, and then we can put %.2f. All right, let's go ahead and copy and paste this, and then we can change this from X to be Y and Z, and we'll do the exact same thing here. You know what you could do too? You could do that kind of multi-line editing if you really wanted to. Make sure this is a lowercase. All right, cool. So here's our basic UI for displaying the accelerometer data. We use the motion manager.accelerometer data to show the X, Y, and Z values, I'm Canadian, sorry, dynamically as the device moves. Now again, I don't think there's a way to actually test this in real time. If you know how, because I don't really know about the simulation, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my iPhone and we can see how this works. All right, so I've opened it up on my phone here. We can kind of see as I move, hold around, I probably look crazy right now. As I move this around, we can see the data changing. If I were to put this flat on the table, apparently my table's a little not so flat. We can kind of see it's updating as we do shake the phone. Oh, lost the connection. I might have been shaking it too hard and the cable went loose. But we can kind of see how that is able to work in real time. Something I would do is we have the if data here. Because we can't see it on the simulator, it might be a good idea to just have an else statement here. That then has text. It says, no motion found, right? Simulator didn't have any motion, so that's why nothing was showing on the screen there. I'll go ahead and explore the gyroscopic data. So we're going to go to our motion manager class up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new variable for gyroscope data. Gyroscope. I actually don't know how you say that. All right, we'll say @published var, just like we did for the accelerometer. We'll say gyroscope data. Say cm gyroscope data, and again we can check out our quick help real quick for that. And this is going to be the application that receives or samples the data as regular intervals. So it's basically responsible for the measurement of our rotation of our device. The accelerometer's more about moving in certain directions. This one's more about rotating, right? I think even when I was showing off that phone was rotating a little bit, but trying to kind of show the movement there. So this is going to add gyro. What if it's a gyroscope? I've been saying it wrong my whole life. Under the initializer, let's go ahead and now start the gyroscope updates. Again, we'll create a function for that. Let's go ahead and get out of this function here. We'll create a function. We'll say start gyroscope updates. Is it weird that sometimes I start functions before they've been created? I don't know. I think I just have different ways of doing things. All right, we're going to make some things really similar to our motion. We're going to say if motion dot is gyro available. So this is similar to our is accelerometer available. It's a Boolean value that indicates whether or not the gyroscope's available on that device or not. We're going to add a brace. You're going to notice we're going to do a lot of things very similar. Right? This is going to be gyro update interval. And we can have this equal a number again. Let's do 0.1. So again, it's going to update every 0.1 seconds. We'll then do motion dot start gyro updates. And here we can also update this to the main thread. So I'm going to say to main. We're going to do the exact same thing where we're going to handle that data. Even if you want to copy and paste it from up here, you totally can. So just as we did above, we're going to have our square brackets weak self, hit enter, data, comma, error in. Oh, not it, we want in, in. No, stop, autofill. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it feels like it's trolling me. All right, if let data equals data, we're then going to open this up, and we're going to say self question mark dot gyroscope data equals data. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and now do something similar for the gyroscope. We can create a new text field. So let's see where that ends, right over there. Text, say gyroscope data, headline. Maybe this one's going to be purple, just so they're kind of separated a bit. All right, and we'll do if let gyro data equals motion manager dot gyroscope data. So we're referencing that we created. We're pretty much going to do the exact same thing as above. Create some text. We have an x, y, and z value again there. So x, go ahead and interpolate the gyro data dot rotation rate. That's what we're going to be looking for here. And again, dot x. We can use the specifier once again. I'm going to say %.2f. So that is a string. All right, copy and paste this 2 additional times. We'll do y and z. Let's go ahead and update these as well. Then we'll create an else statement. Some text. Gyro not found. All right. Let's also give this a purple color here. Why not? And then perhaps we'll have this be. Oops, I was doing too many things. I did not like that. Dot color. Dot red. All right, let's go ahead and run this on the app itself on the phone. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it open on my QuickTime here so we can see it in real time. All right, we can kind of see that we have that gyroscope data updating as we rotate it. You know what, let's make this a little bit easier on ourselves. I'm just gonna take this, I'm just gonna comment it off real quick so we don't have too many numbers. We'll show everything off at the end, but that might be a little bit too overstimulating. All right, here's our gyroscope data. We can kind of see, ooh, thanks QuickTime Player, I don't know why you're doing that. Oh, it's because my phone rotated. Oh my goodness, hold on. I'm gonna lock my phone. That was pretty funny. So we can kind of see as we rotate the phone, just like with the accelerometer, as we kind of move it, it will update. So the gyroscope's more focused on rotation, where the accelerometer is more about movement. Cool stuff there. And if I lay it flat, it's not moving at all. All right, pretty cool. Maybe some vibrations from my house. All right, so that is it. We can see how both of them work in real time. So I'm just gonna uncomment it so we can see our final version of our app. But essentially we have built a interactive app that reads real-time motion data from the device's sensors. You can do with this data whatever you like. Something that I've done in the past is based off of a certain rotational condition. So I have a flashcard, and if you kind of flick the app, and kind of tilt it a certain amount, it'll give you a new flashcard. Do with this data as you like, but we can kind of see, as I'm moving this kind of across, we can kind of see that, we're able to kind of rotate it and see those different values, right? So the accelerometer is like if we're moving, and we can track all of those different things. So do with this information as you'd like, use that data accordingly. So we built that interactive app that reads real-time motion data from the device's sensors. With Core Motion and SwiftUI, you can easily integrate accelerometer and gyroscope data into your apps. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below your favorite use or what you plan to use this for of the kind of device motions. So remember, dream big, code bigger, and have a wonderful day.